You know what the circumference of a circle of perimeter of somewhere that you are, and you know the inside center to the edge. You can use mathematics to realize that that's the equation for the radius to the circumference. This is just a mathematical geometric reality of what would happen. Like geometrically, the horizon, the way it drops from eye level, there's a geometric relationship that already exists. That you can see, okay, what would happen there? You just do the math, and then you would test to see if it if it forces that same math. But if you thought it was a flat plane and it was an infinite, for example, from distance, there'd be no reason ever for the horizon to drop. So there's no mathematic equation to do that because it would never ever drop.
Do you reckon I'd be able to measure a drop of the water level then? Is that why you and Jesse say it's measurable?
Yeah, and people have done this, yeah.
People have done it, have they?
George, whatever his last name is.
Nutsack.
He didn't use a water level, but he used a site level. He used the level of his lake.
Right, and he measured the drop of the water level from his position.
He dropped the measure of the post he made on the level of the lake from the site level he had. Yeah, you'll be surprised how much more accurate your cell phone is than something from like an optical device or something. Because you'll be able to get precision down to like the thousandths or something like that on whether it's angles that you're using, like a gyroscope, the gyroscopic angle. Like you laid out flat. I'm doing a test where we're measuring the drop of the horizon. The drop of the horizon.
You have to open your mind.
Why wouldn't the horizon go up with it?
Imagination is all you need.
No matter how high you went,
don't take advice from
if it was infinitely far, it would never drop.
Everything that they say is in vain.
Don't tell me what you think I've heard.
Never take advice from fools. We all know what they do is in vain.
If you make a straight line from where you are and the Earth is round, it's not going to be a straight. Measuring the horizon, measuring the drop of the horizon in comparison to the center of the frame.
Which end would be lower?
From whichever end you're on. Like these distances and ranges and stuff, there's no reason for me to tell somebody that it's a wrong range because I don't know what the range is for these things.
Everything is relative to you.
Don't tell me what you think I've heard.
You just have to say it in generalities, just like those straight lines are curving.
Measuring the radius is quite simple.
Drive down the road, don't you ever swerve. And I don't know.
You can't make parallel lines that don't intersect.
All of this goes. Never take advice from fools. 'Cause everything that they say is in vain.
Why is he saying it would drop? Like if you're holding it level, then it's going to be level.
'Cause everything that they do is in vain.
You see? Well, if you're just talking about the horizon.
No, how far out? Say, as you keep saying, if it was on a flat plate, how far do you think we should be able to see?
Or should you see what, the horizon? I'm just talking about the horizon.
Anything.
Well, that depends on the angular size of it. So it depends on the size of it. But because we're not talking about any objects, we're just talking about the horizon.
I know the game that you're playing, and I know exactly what's on your mind. You got your playbook, it's alright. Your model dictates what you will find. And I
Is it a
don't
cheap,
know
very cheap camera
where
and
all of this goes.
and a tiny little micro
Don't
computer
take advice from
and a balloon.
fools. 'Cause everything that they say is in vain. Never take advice from
Definitely
fools.
thinking that the water
We all know
level
what they do
falls away
is
from the
in
horizontal
vain.
then, right? That's what you're saying.
Well, yeah. Like on Earth, yeah. I'm telling you what would happen on a flat plane.
Oh, right.
The distance that the horizon is dropping below the balloon or below the camera, or below the eye level, is
Yep.
going to depend on how far away it is. And if it's much farther than Antarctica, then it's not going to drop at all.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. 100% confirmed that level is horizontal with the calibration guys. Okay? It's called integrity.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. So that proved that Bev was actually lying here, saying that the calibration guys confirmed that level is horizontal. Okay? It's called integrity.
So what brings you here then? Go show me.
No, just see what you guys are doing. I saw Rakeel Life was in here. I saw him talking to Soundly in the other server.
Right, you're curious.
No, like I said, I was just checking it out. So you just came to listen.
Have you heard about the doxing that Sly Sparkane thinks that some sort of thing happened?
We got docs.
Nobody. Have you not heard about it? Sly Sparkane and Jose and all of them people are trying to get this server shut down because they're trying to manufacture some sort of a doxing event.
That nobody got doxed. I don't get it. If nobody got doxed, then
No.
Yeah.
No, nobody got doxed. Nobody even attempted to get doxed, so... But, like Jose and Sly Sparkane and all of them people, they're trying to manufacture some sort of a doxing.
Oh, don't forget Farmer's Boy.
Oh, yeah. Farmer's Boy, he's in with them. And that's Guy Dog and all the trolls on Twitter.
Well, Jose puts his name out there, so I don't know with that, but I guess it'd be Sly Sparkane who'd be getting doxed. I'm not sure.
It needs to be said that Bev has said on numerous occasions that because of my bending water test, I scammed everybody out of money, etc., etc., etc.
It's 1,600 meters for a mile, isn't it?
Something like that.
And have you ever seen Sly Sparkane's bending water level experiment? Because that was 16 meant to be when he does it, not the leaky one, the new one. That's meant to be 16 100 meter water levels. Would they be like your verticals? Or would you class that as being the level or the horizontal that Sly Sparkane was doing?
I don't know what the exact details of his quote new test, where he's going to set the vertical water columns on top of the levee. I mean,
yeah, he's just doing 16 individual 100 meters and putting them, where the water levels of at one ends. He's matching the water level of the start of the next 100 meter, and then he's going with that, right? He's marrying up 16 100 meter water levels.
Yeah, because when he did that first time, he just made such a rookie blunder, as he didn't check the elevation on his first site, and it climbed up several feet, and he didn't realize that until he got out there with his water levels and found, oh my God, the far end is higher than I thought, because he didn't do a proper survey.
How low was it?
I know, and he was counseled to say, you get out there and survey it up, and he goes, oh, it looks level. Well, it wasn't, because the water level proved it wasn't. It just looked level.
Right. Oh, well, I heard that it was just leaking all over the place, and he couldn't find leaks. Is that what he said? He didn't say he had elevation.
He had both problems. It was leaky, but he also ran into where at the far end it was too high. He had both trouble.
It was too high.
The far end, yes, appeared to be too high, and it was leaky. Yeah, he had trouble, and I think he should have put a little more effort into the site selection and surveyed it up proper.
The water level was too high, or the land was too high.
The land was too high at the far end. Yeah, it climbed up. The land was climbing up a small amount, which he didn't perceive by a visual inspection and would have learned if he'd done a proper inspection.
He's got an auto level this time, though, hasn't he? He'll be right. I don't know whether he got a measuring staff. Do you know if he got a measuring staff with it? Or he just got the auto level?
I don't know what he has. I only catch him a couple of times he puts out a video. I'm not tracking his experiment outline or his. I got an idea of he was going to go up to the top of the levee because that is a constant elevation, unlike where he was on the bike trail.
Yeah, that sort of makes sense, doing it at the towpath at the side of the canal. That makes sense. But I mean, what I was trying to get at is that 100 meter individual things. Would that not be like a force in the line sort of thing? Is that not what Slice Barcanes is doing?
So it gives me great pleasure, Bev, in playing this little clip for you on where that photo that you keep reposting actually came from.
I'd like to say one quick thing here while he's moving to the next position. To all the people who thought that I was just out for as a money grab and wasn't going to do this fucking test.
And yeah, it was leaky. Yeah, he had trouble. And yeah, I think he should have put a little more effort into the site selection and surveyed it up proper.
Here, do me a favor, switch over to camera real quick.
The other camera?
No, that one works. Now, point it at me.
Wait, I think in this case, vertical filming is actually...
Okay. To all the people who thought that I was just out for a money grab and that I'm not doing this test.
The land was too high at the far end. Yeah, it climbed up. The land was climbing up a small amount, which he didn't perceive by a visual inspection and would have learned if he'd done a proper inspection.
To all the people who thought that I was not going to perform this at all and was just basically going to disappear.
And yeah, it was leaky. Yeah, he had trouble. And yeah, I think he should have put a little more effort into the site selection and surveyed it up proper.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. Okay? It's called integrity. If you ain't got it, obviously you're questioning everybody else's. Okay? So. Now you can take me off camera.
Well, how would you dock somebody like that?
Just put their name information online. I don't know.
Slice Barcane.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. Okay? It's called integrity.
Do you know his real name?
No.
No, neither do we.
Nope,
Yeah,
nor do we.
Saw that. Yeah. I wouldn't think anything will come of it then.
Let's see this. I'll show you.
Yeah, what happened is he put out a photo, or there's a photograph of him.
From a video.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. Okay? It's called integrity.
That he did.
Oh, right, okay. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
And someone picked up a company logo.
There you go. You see that in the thing
I
there?
see it.
Yeah.
Have
and
you
they
seen
found
that
the
picture?
company.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. Okay? It's called integrity.
They
Okay.
found this company, and then we just went, yeah, leave it. Who cares?
He's got a logo on his jumper there, right?
Yeah. So we
So
wanted the
that's
photo for
doxing.
memes. Yeah. Did a photo for memes, and that was it. Someone posted the company website, and in voice we were all like, yeah, okay, no, we don't need to know. We don't need to get involved in any of that. So that's it. That is as much as...
Yeah, I'm gonna mess around with that.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. Okay? It's called integrity.
No. Well, that's the thing. We've got no interest in doxing anybody. Never have done.
Would you go round reporting us and telling everybody to publicly say that he's been doxed because that picture's been out there?
I see what they're saying. They're probably saying that, like sharing his company is doxing.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. Okay? It's called integrity.
But like I said, you guys.
He's got the jumper on where he posted that picture.
Sure, yeah.
So is he doxing himself by posting that picture?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I guess they're probably just trying to cause controversy.
Oh, yeah, they
Yeah.
certainly are.
Kosha, that's not even his company he works for.
Yeah.
I think it is, Dave. I think that's the problem.
Oh, he said it wasn't.
Yeah, he's saying it isn't, but he wouldn't be making such a big deal if it wasn't. I mean, like, if that's not the company he works for, then how could even that be doxing?
Fuck you.
Fuck you. Okay? It's called integrity.
Yeah, you might be right.
Because he's gone out and there's a video he's made on his channel that's I'm done with Bev. And if you watch that, he's twisted it into they were trying to dox me and find my company and all. And he read everything wrong from screenshots other people sent him. And then went on to make a flipping video about it. And now everybody, everywhere we go, it's, oh, you're doxing. No. Can't go anywhere. I haven't been in any chats today because I know instantly what I'm going to get.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. Okay? It's called integrity.
Look at this. Oh, he's like, you block it, Slice Barcane. Oh, he's a poor man. He's a poor man, Slice Barcane. Have you seen the video he's done?
I've really seen any of his videos.
Right, he's I came back. I got a level the other day. Right, you know what a sight level is, don't you, Kosho?
No, I've seen him.
Not a spirit level and not a water level, but a sight level, optical, not laser, optical. Right? I went out and bought one and got it calibrated. Checked with the guys, because when you get a level like that, it establishes a horizontal, right? So I come back and I post on Twitter, got it calibrated, and I got it confirmed that level is horizontal with the calibration guys. Confirmed 100%. They then took that statement that I said and sent an email to the firm that I'd just been to get it calibrated and said, why did you tell somebody that you said the earth was flat?
But Bev also made another claim. He states, 100% confirmed that level is horizontal with the calibration guys. 100% confirmed that level is horizontal with the calibration guys. 100% confirmed that level is horizontal with the calibration guys. Now, isn't that funny? He just posted a link to the company who calibrated it, so of course one could follow up on that link and check the source, which John Rawlinson did, and he even got a response back. Let's look at that response. The response was, "Good morning, John. Thank you for your email below. A datum AL32, which is what Bev has, will give you level readings. You would require 2 engineers, one to sight through the level itself and another to take the reading off the staff. The distance the levels could sight to would be as far as your sight can see. There isn't a set distance that these units can read to. This in turn would not disclaim that the Earth was flat.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
100% confirmed that level is horizontal with the calibration guys."
Okay? It's called integrity.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
So that proved that Bev was actually lying here, saying that the calibration guys confirmed that level is horizontal.
Okay? It's called integrity.
And this is not the purpose of the datum AL32 auto level. Now, answering a claim of where Bev actually got the level, she writes, "We do not have a depot in Wakefield. We are based in Castleford. We do have various trade outlets who sell our products, but I can assure you, our engineer would not confirm that the Earth is flat."
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
100% confirmed that level is horizontal with the calibration guys. Okay? It's called integrity.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
So that proved that Bev was actually lying here, saying that the calibration guys confirmed that level is horizontal. Okay? It's called integrity. And from our records, we can't see any collection of an AL32 from this branch to this date. Another reply had actually stated that it was picked up in Manchester. Many thanks, Fiona.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
100% confirmed that level is horizontal with the calibration guys. Okay? It's called integrity.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
So that proved that Bev was actually lying here, saying that the calibration guys confirmed that level is horizontal. Okay? It's called integrity.
So they think, I mean, I don't know, are you the same? Do you think that if you say level is horizontal, does that mean flat earth to you?
I'm a regular person, so.
Are you? You're a regular person.
Yeah, I don't search for a meaning in something completely different that has nothing to do with it. Yeah.
Right. So level being horizontal is just reality, isn't it? It's not like flat Earth or globe Earth. It's just reality.
No, I don't make those words synonymous either. But
so you don't? Do you think level is horizontal or not?
Not always.
Right. So when I say that I went and bought an optical level and got it calibrated, and the guys that calibrated it calibrate it to make sure that it is horizontal. That's what a calibration does.
100% confirmed that level is horizontal with the calibration guys.
You know, are you willing to say that that tool establishes a horizontal plane of sight?
Right. In the context of that tool, certainly it does.
Right. So when they asked the firm that whether that was meant that the Earth is flat, do you sort of agree with them or not?
100% confirmed that level is horizontal with the calibration guys.
I'm being something. No, yeah, because I don't know what you said to those guys at the firm, and I don't know what he said to the guys at the firm.
It's a level, and it was calibrated. Like you know what? Understand what calibration is, don't you?
Never heard of it.
You don't know what calibration is?
Why do you ask me these questions, man? You ask me some of those like basic questions, dude.
Yeah. Well, you're struggling to answer them.
You're asking questions that you know you're gonna know the answers to. So.
Well, no, I do know the answer to them. Yes.
Yeah, I know. That's fine. But I was saying, I know the answer to them, so just don't ask me.
Well, so you know that level is horizontal then?
I didn't say that.
That's a visitor.
I didn't say that.
Oh, so
I said in the context of that tool, certainly, yeah.
Yeah, well, so level is horizontal then, right? Or just with that tool?
I didn't say that.
You didn't say
when
with that.
When they calibrated your tool, what you stated about it being horizontal.
Yep.
Yeah, I concur with that. But that's in the context of that tool. That's why I'm saying it specifically.
Yeah, the tool's called a level, right? The tool's called a level, and it is calibrated to make sure that it is a horizontal line of sight, right? That can be swiveled around through 360 degrees. So you could call that a horizontal plane of sight.
100% confirmed that level is horizontal with the calibration guys.
I'm just trying to make sure that you understand what that tool is, because Jesse Kozlowski says that the water level drops away from that horizontal.
The level surface drops down from the horizontal plane at a rate of 8 inches times the distance in miles squared.
And it's measurable.
Oh yeah, it's measurable.
Right? So we can devise a test, can't we? To check with the water level. Like Jesse Kozlowski says, I say it won't. I say it's horizontal. But Jesse Kozlowski, your top surveyor, says the water level drops away from the horizontal.
The level surface drops down from the horizontal plane at a rate of 8 inches times the distance in miles squared.
Certainly does.
Certainly does it?
Yeah.
A measurable,
Horizon drops.
measurable rate, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's measurable.
I'm doing a test where we're measuring that drop of the horizon as well.
Oh yeah. How are you doing
Balloon
yours?
test.
Are you using a optical sight or something?
I'm using a cheap, very cheap camera and a tiny little micro computer and a balloon.
Oh, right.
Yeah, the balloon has gyroscopes on it and accelerometers, so it will be able to tell if something's level very simply.
The balloon goes up, and the balloon can tell whether other things are level.
Is that what you heard?
Yeah, that's what you said, didn't it? Or you're checking the level of the balloon.
On the computer, there's a gyroscope and accelerometers, and so this can easily tell me when something is level or not. Not the balloon. The balloon has no. It's a balloon. I'm talking about a computer with gyroscopes and accelerometers on it.
What, a computer with gyroscopes and accelerometers?
Yeah, a lot like a cell phone. Cell phone's an example of a computer with gyroscopes and accelerometers on it. This is even smaller.
So you're just relying on technology to interpret stuff.
What's it doing though? That computer thing.
Yeah, it's actually you'll be surprised how much more accurate your cell phone is than something like an optical device or something like that. Because you'll be able to get precision down to like the thousandths or something like that on whether it's angles that you're using, like a gyroscope, the gyroscopic angle. Like you lay down flat, it's going to be.
Where are you laying it down? What's that?
The one in the phone, you mean?
Yeah,
your phone thing that quite often stops working and has lots of bugs and issues. That one.
Yeah, in your phone. These things that you can look in the raw data of your cell phone. These tools.
Yeah, so why? I know what they are, but why would you choose that with so many flawed problems for a manual that you can't get?
There's no flaws in the computer I'm using. It's not a cell phone. I was giving him an example of what a small computer with those devices on it. But this Freescale chip, it's pretty sophisticated, and even a cell phone, it doesn't have those kind of problems. I mean, if it did, that would show up in testing, and you throw it out. You wouldn't use that thing. But yeah, so the thing I'm using, it's relatively reliable. It can.
So you're skipping all direct measurement, going straight to.
This is direct measurement.
No, it's not.
You guys are assuming that the only tools that are useful are the ones that aren't electronic?
No.
No.
This one's fine then. This is an electronic tool that has the same precision as a.
What's it doing?
What's the gyroscope doing?
No, what is this computer thing doing exactly?
Measure when it's level.
Well, it just gets a level, right?
No. If something is perfectly level at any altitude, and it's taking a picture straight on.
At any altitude? So are you talking about the balloon now? Or were you talking about the computer?
I'm talking. That's for sure. Yeah, so when something's level at any altitude, you can take a picture, and then
when something's level, what is the something? Is it the computer or is it the balloon? What are you leveling? Kosho.
I'm going to continue to keep talking to you, and whenever you interrupt everything I say, man.
I'm trying to establish a basic fact.
Well, then just listen. It's very simple.
What is it you are leveling, please?
It's simple. There's a computer. It's got a camera on it. The computer also has a gyroscope on it. There's only 3 things you need to know. Well, on that device, it's got a camera and a gyroscope on it. The gyroscope will tell when the camera's level, and will tell when it's not level. When it's level, it can take pictures. When it takes pictures when it's level and is in the center of the frame of the picture, you should be able to see the horizon.
Is this on the balloon?
On the ground. This on the balloon is attached to the balloon. The balloon's what's making it go up.
Right, so it's constant movement.
Oh, I thought you're using the horizon?
Measuring the horizon, measuring the drop of the horizon in comparison to the center of the frame.
So would that be the geometric Earth curve?
Well, it's the horizon. No, the regular horizon.
So the apparent location where the sky meets the ground.
Definition, yes.
So you're using an apparent location to make a geometrical measurement.
To measure what? What are you measuring?
The drop of the horizon. Write that down and say it to yourself 3 times before you ask me
again. The balloon is going up.
Everything,
is it?
You're asking the most basic questions about what I'm doing.
Is the balloon going upwards? Kosho.
Asked me that a minute ago, man.
Right, so whatever's underneath it is going to keep getting further away. It's going to keep dropping, isn't it?
That's right.
Right, so why are you measuring the drop of the horizon? Why do you not just measure the height the balloon is? Like, what are you doing?
That's in the measurement. The measurement is the drop of the horizon in reference to the altitude, which is the balloon rising up. So at all different altitudes, you'll see how far the horizon is dropped.
No wonder you can't do direct measurement. Apparent location.
That's indeed a direct measurement.
To an apparent location.
To the horizon.
Yeah, but in reference to the height that the balloon is above the floor, underneath it.
Yeah, that's the input. The input is the altitude. The output is the drop of the horizon.
And would you reckon there will be a direct correlation between the two?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I reckon there will be as well. You know why that is?
Why do you reckon there will be?
Because the balloon's going up and the level that it leaves the floor at isn't rising to it.
Why wouldn't the horizon go up with it?
Because levels do not rise.
Well, the level will
they
rise.
Are horizontal, right?
The level is staying level. But on a flat plane, with no end in sight, there's no reason for the horizon to rise up with it.
No, it won't. The horizon will never rise because levels are horizontal. That horizontal will stay at the floor level, won't it? That level will never rise to the height of the balloon.
It only depends on how far away the end of your Earth is.
Pardon?
If the Earth ends at Antarctica, or if it ends much further than Antarctica.
Oh, is that what you're doing with your balloon? You're measuring where the land ends.
No, I already told you. Don't ask me what I'm doing with the balloon. I've already told you I'm doing the balloon. I'm telling you what would happen on a flat plane.
Oh, right.
The distance that the horizon's dropping below the balloon, or below the camera, below the eye level, is going to depend on how far away it is. And if it's much farther than Antarctica, then it's not going to drop at all.
If it's much further than Antarctica?
From where I am, Antarctica is 16,000 miles, maybe 18,000 miles.
And you think you can see that far, can you? On the horizon?
Well, the horizon would be that far, yeah. If I go high enough.
How high would you reckon you would have to go?
On a flat plane or on the globe?
Just in reality, Kosho. There's no need to bother with 2 different models.
Well, it's 2 different questions.
No, it's not. It's just one. Just in reality. Like, we all live in reality.
On the globe, there'd be no possible way to see it at all, no matter how high you went. And on a flat plane, you'd be able to see it once you're up above the highest mountain.
The highest mountain? Can you see further, do you think?
If you're on a flat plane, sure.
Wow. How would you have tested that?
I mean, if you were on a flat plane, you wouldn't need to test it. You would just be able to go up there and see it. You're able to see like, oh,
how do you know? How does everybody? This is all I've heard all day is if it was on a flat plane, it would work. What? What are you talking about? How do you know? Because one, you haven't done anything. Two, there is no curve to speak of, so we are on a plane until it's proved otherwise.
I wrote a 10-page paper on the 2 years ago when I did a test. I've done another test, but no, you would be with this one. It's not a question of the layout of the land or something like that. This is like a mathematical reality of where
So no
the horizon
direct
would be.
measurements again, and
It's not about
nothing
measurement.
direct is. Why not? Why do you have to resort to
You just asked me, it's
using
not about measurements.
using mathematics to work out an apparent location?
To work out
Why can't we
geometry
just go and measure a curve and show us
know
the
what
curve?
the circumference of a circle, of perimeter of somewhere that you are, and you know the inside center to the edge, you can use mathematics to realize that that's the equation for the radius to the circumference. This is just a mathematical geometric reality of what would happen. Like geometrically, the horizon, the way it drops from the eye level, there's a geometric relationship that already exists. That you can see, okay, what would happen there? You just do the math, and then you would test to see if it forces that same math. But if you thought it was a flat plane and it was an infinite, for example, distance, there'd be no reason ever for the horizon to drop. So there's no mathematic equation to do there because it would never ever drop. No matter
So
how high.
how far do you think we should be able to?
Should you see? Well, if you're just talking about the horizon.
No, how far? If say, as you keep saying, if it was on a flat plate, how far do you think we should be able to see?
Or should you see what, the horizon? Because I'm just talking about the horizon.
Anything.
Well, that depends on the angular size of it. So it depends on the size of it. But since we're not talking about any objects, we're just talking about the horizon and how much it's dropping. No matter how high you went, if it was infinitely far, it would never drop. But if you could only see a certain distance, like let's say you go up to five miles, like where planes are, and you could see 200 miles in the distance, certainly from there, the horizon would not drop on a flat plane either. Because you'd have to see the edge of the flat Earth in order to see it dropping. Otherwise, you would just see it would, what's that called? It would just converge to the same point, the eye level and the horizon.
So
I'll show you this on.
You are definitely thinking that the water level falls away from the horizontal, then, right? That's what you're saying.
Well, yeah, like on Earth, yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
when you say that the horizon keeps going out in front of you, you don't actually mean that, do you? Because I mean, from what you say, if the water level drops away from the horizontal and you go up, then that horizon should drop away from you more, shouldn't it?
They would converge at the same point.
What? No. No, the
plane.
more you rise, the more you would see in the distance, and the more that should drop. So on a globe Earth, the horizon should drop at a even more increasing rate as you rise.
It does. It drops.
It doesn't. It doesn't. The water level is horizontal. It doesn't drop at all.
The horizon drops at the rate that it's supposed to on a globe.
No. The water stays level and doesn't drop. That's the point.
That's not okay. The level that you're holding doesn't drop. If somebody said the water level, and they're talking about the ocean or something like that.
No, they're talking about the tool, a water level.
Okay, but why is he saying it would drop? Like if you're holding it level, then it's going to be level.
It's a tube filled with water.
I know. Why is he saying it would drop?
Jesse Kozlowski, you just said it earlier as well. The water level will drop away from the horizontal.
The actual water in the distance.
The level surface drops down from the horizontal plane at a rate of 8 inches times the distance in miles squared.
Yeah, well, that's a water level. It's a tool that does the same. That's what the water does, right?
you're rising with a level, and it's in your hand or wherever you're holding it,
No,
why would it be dropping?
do you know what a water level is, Kosho?
Yes. So if you're holding it, why would it drop?
You're only holding one end of it, aren't you?
Okay, so you're talking about some long length of one. Is that what you're saying?
It's
Like
yes,
one that
a
goes-
water level
Okay, how
is
long
a
is it?
tube.
How long is this tube?
How long do you want it to be?
Kosho, if you don't know what a water level is, just say so.
Yeah.
No, I know what a water. I mean, it depends on what you're talking. You're talking about a specific one that's like those long
Then
ones.
you
that
know it's
people
a
use?
tube.
Dude,
You
but
guys
no,
know
he
how
doesn't
long-
know what it is. That's the point, right?
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like what slice bar can.
Then you know
No.
it can be any length, sir.
It's like
Yeah, but that's what
a
I'm saying. What
tube.
length is the one you're talking about? The specific one that we're talking about here.
Right,
That
yeah.
Jesse Kloskowski was talking about.
What? No, they don't know what a level is either. Kosho.
Okay, so when you say that he says the water level will drop,
Yep.
what length are you talking about?
Look, see this tube here.
Okay, so which one was Jesse
in the
talking about?
look in the live stream? Is it?
Okay.
Oh no, I sent that to Spot On.
I mean, it's a really quick answer. Just say how long it was.
How long the water level?
That he's referencing when he says that would happen.
It just says it drops away, but he says at 8 inches to the mile squared. So
It's at least a mile then.
well, at least a mile.
The level
Is it-
surface drops away, drops down from the horizontal plane at a rate of 8 inches times the distance in miles squared.
Right.
Is that the only point? Does it not drop until it gets to a mile, Kosho?
Sure, it'll drop at any length.
Okay then. So it doesn't matter what length then, right?
Well, I mean, it really does. I mean, if it's like a small, like 100 feet or something like that, then it's going to be negligible.
Look, well,
So I wouldn't even.
see, look at that in the live stream there. Can you see that?
So 100 meters then.
Yeah, that's that one. But let's say we can make it a mile.
Yeah, 100 meters, and yeah, of course. Drop below, it'll keep dropping lower and lower.
So it'll drop.
There's a certain way.
Right, so if I have that tube at one end and we fill it with water, then you're saying that one end will be lower than the other of the water level. So if
That's right, absolutely.
if it was a mile long, right, this water level, this tube, let's say it is a mile. Let's say we're going to do a test, right? And we're going to have this tube 1 mile long, and we're going to fill it with water. Would you say that the water level within it is going to be level?
Yeah.
Right, now, would you also say that one of the ends is going to drop 8 inches lower than the other end?
Yes.
Yes. Right. Which end would be lower?
Whichever end you're on.
Ah, right. So the difference within the water level depends on which end of the water level you are at.
No, the difference will be there regardless. But if you're asking which one's lower than the other, in reference to where you're standing, it's going to be where you're standing, because the truth is the elevation of both sides will be the same if the ground didn't move at all.
Right. Have you ever done any practical work with a level?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
We were going to do something similar to this.
What, with the water level like that?
Yeah,
So-
we didn't have a long tube. We didn't have a long enough tube, though. That's why we
Okay, so
didn't go on with it.
you can, if I was to say, get an optical level and transpose the level from one end to the other, it would be a horizontal, right? Do you reckon I'd be able to measure a drop of the water level then? Is that why you and Jesse say it's measurable?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
people have done this, yeah.
People have done it, have they?
George, whatever his last name is,
Nutsack.
He didn't use a water level, but he used a site level, and he used the level of his lake.
Right, and he measured the drop of the water level from his position.
He dropped the measure of the post he made on the level of the lake with the site level he had, yeah.
Right, okay, well, yeah. You've been a big help, Kosho, because yeah, I think you've just said it is definitely measurable. You've backed Jesse Kozlowski up.
Oh, yeah, it's measurable.
Brilliantly.
Yeah, it's definitely measurable, and people have definitely measured it, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's measurable.
Sweet.
And George did a huge test. that's been posted like several places. Like he's made videos, and also Walter Bislin modeled what he did. I think Jesse even worked with him with it.
Yeah, sweet. So, if we would, you reckon if we was to put this to a surveyor in the real world, like, do you reckon they'd be able to measure 8 inches drop over a mile?
If they took the time to put something like that together, yeah.
Right. What would you say if they said they couldn't? Are you going to allow for that, like, at all? I mean,
I would say they're a shit surveyor then. Somebody like Jesse Klosowski, who's a better one.
Oh, so what do you think if we was to ask some surveyors and they would say it should be horizontal, the water level?
Yeah, I'm not sure how that's relevant. Like if it's because if I wouldn't say that. So unless they're just telling you that it's going to be like straight in front of you, that's curious because they should know the Earth curves.
Right, mate. We're doing a bit of a project about level with the lad, right? It's horizontal, right?
Yeah.
It's nothing else.
See, I call it vertical because it's up and down.
Well, it's perpendicular, isn't it?
Yeah.
Horizontal and vertical. Level is, it's not curved at all, is it?
No, it's flat.
Can't have a curve in it.
Can't be curved, no, it's flat.
Brilliant. Cheers, mate.
Alright.
So, the water level in the canal.
Yeah.
Horizontal, right?
Yeah, so, yeah.
Because like it goes...
That's what the lock does, the lock changes the level, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So in theory, from one lock to the next, the water level should be the same.
So, like here, the canal goes from Liverpool Locks.
Yeah.
All the way to Apley Bridge.
Yeah.
27 miles.
Yeah.
One level. No locks.
Oh, no locks?
There's no locks from Liverpool all the way. This is the south.
If there's no locks, in theory, it should be level.
Yeah.
Otherwise, your water would spill out of it.
I know. Horizontal, right?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So.
Cheers, mate.
And they would know that it's not making a horizontal line, but it is staying level. And that's what you're going to be able to measure when you take the water level line and then you take the site level and you see that it's actually dropping away from you as it goes further and further.
2 different levels, but one of them drops away from the other one.
One of them's longer. One of them's you're holding in your hand, and the other one's all along the surface.
Right.
If you're holding a level in your hand and you're making a
horizontal,
like a line, it's gonna make a straight line.
Horizontal.
It's gonna look straight into the distance on both sides.
Yeah. So let's imagine then you've got a spirit level that's a mile long. Just theoretically, right? We're just busting air right now. And then you have a water level that's also a mile long. And you put the spirit level at one end of the water level. And where would the other end of the spirit level be in relation to the water level at a mile away?
Mile long spirit level would just be a water level. Wouldn't they just be the same device?
What? No, a spirit level's a spirit level. Right, and a water level's a tube, like we've just told you, right?
Oh, right, but doesn't a spirit level have a tube on it?
No, it has a little vial with spirit in and a bubble, right?
Right, exactly. And that
and
tube
then but the rest of the spirit level is a straight edge, isn't it?
How long is the vial then in this hypothetical?
Doesn't matter because you can a spirit. Yeah, no, a spirit level. A spirit level can be made longer by putting it on a longer straight edge.
That's where you're wrong.
Sorry?
That's where you're wrong. If
you can't put a spirit level on a straight edge.
Yeah, but that doesn't make the spirit level longer. The spirit level
makes the level longer, right?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, of course it does. That's what a spirit level does.
How many spirit levels have you used that are curved, Kosho? You know what he's talking about?
Yeah, exactly. That's why they don't use them like that. They don't use ones that go mile long. Otherwise, they'd be this.
That's why I said it was a theoretical.
I know, and that's why I'm asking you how this theoretical a mile long spirit level works. And you're saying, well, it's a mile long.
It's just a mile long straight edge with a spirit level on top
right,
of it.
With a small vial on it, just like the regular spirit levels.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. Well, that spirit level that's a mile long that has only a small tube in it is not actually measuring level on both sides. It's only measuring level in the center where the vial is.
Yeah, but it's on a straight edge, so the whole of the straight edge would be horizontal because the level would be on top of it. Now, it doesn't matter where you put that level on the straight edge, whether you put it on the left or the right or in the middle, because it's a device for establishing a horizontal plane of reference, right?
Yeah,
so,
only where the center is. If you were to put this on this mile-long thing, and you would put it on the end of it, and you would lay it down next to the water level thing, the straight edge, the platform, whatever you're using to put that vial on, is going to stick up above the water level.
Okay, that's all I was asking for you. Yeah, so you're saying the horizontal that is established by a spirit level would be above the level of the water. So once again, you're confirming that the water level drops. I mean, that's great.
If you're assuming that that's on a straight platform, but you'd have to make sure that was a straight and flat platform that was on.
But you understand though that one of the levels you're talking about here is a horizontal straight line level, and the other one isn't. Right. Why do you have two different levels? Like why?
No, these are your two different levels.
Pardon?
You just described these two different levels. Why would they be my two different levels?
Because you're saying one drops away from the other. You're saying they are two different levels. I mean, like I say, a sight level, a laser level, a spirit level, a water level, they all establish a horizontal plane of reference. Now, you don't say that, do you?
You don't use them for the same thing.
Yeah, you do. That's what the level is for. Establishing a horizontal plane of reference.
And usually when you use like those water levels, you use them for things like
something
groundwork and stuff like that.
For establishing a level in reference to another position. Yeah, you usually use water levels because when you don't have a direct line of sight. That's the main use of using a water level, or the specific use of using a water level would probably be because you don't need a line of sight.
Like it says here, it's used to measure the inclination of the surface. Yeah, I'm trying to see what uses they use this for specifically.
It's just for establishing a horizontal plane of reference, right, that you can measure from. See if you can find one that says something about curvature.
Well, that's talking about the uses for. To see how the ground is, how the inclination of the ground is from one side to the other.
Kosho, you just told him you can't use it for that. Now you're looking up the uses.
Hypsometry.
Where did I say you can't use it? Where did I say you can't use it for that?
That's what the topography is, right? That's what surveyors do. They measure the inclination and the variance of the level of the land above sea level or mean sea level.
Hold on. Hold on. It says something about finding level spots on posts. Hold on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the methods I'm going to use.
Right. So yeah, if you have like if you have two stakes or something like that, and you want to see what the level, what a level point on two of them was, you would get this tube and put one on one side and the other on the other, or one on one post and the other on the other post.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. These have very specific uses, not the same uses that you would use as a regular.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, you would. You use it exactly the same. They're all the same tools. Yeah, they are. They all establish a horizontal level plane of reference.
One's for like if you're doing like site work. But like I said, this says specifically like if you're trying to see if you have 2 posts or something like that, or maybe 2 walls that are distance apart. You want to see what the same level on both walls would be.
Yeah.
Use something like this, but I'm trying to find other uses.
Yeah, but what level do you think that means? I mean, is that a horizontal level? Or is it like a 8 inches per mile squared difference?
Yeah, this would be level with the Earth, so it would curve.
All right, is that what it does? It say that anywhere?
I mean, that's obvious.
Well, it's just obvious. It doesn't even need to say it.
Level. That's like Lake Michigan, for example. It's level on both sides. It's 577 feet on both sides of the lake, but the lake curves.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
Sometimes you
does
can't
it say
see the
that?
buildings
Is
on the
it
other
is
side.
it higher in the middle then?
Is it higher in the middle? There's a bump in the middle, but it's not. It's the same elevation the whole lake.
It's a bump in the middle.
Right, so there's a bump in the middle
why you
with
can't
it
see the
staying
buildings
the
on the other
same
side.
elevation.
That's right.
Right, so when I see no elevation change, I see horizontal. Right? Do you? Is that what you understand?
No, that's where you're mistaken.
That's where I'm mistaken.
Elevation doesn't mean that it's a horizontal line throughout. Like the coast of England and the coast of the U.S., it's going to be the same water level, but it's in no way the same. It's in no way a horizontal line
Why is that?
because there's a huge curve in the middle.
So somehow you're equating salt water with curvature in a level.
I'm showing you that water level, like it's zero. They're both 0 level on both sides.
Yeah.
0 altitude, I mean, and yet they're both still. There's a curve in between.
Horizontal and vertical level is it's not curved at all, is it?
No, it's flat.
Can't have a curve in it.
Can't be curved, no, it's flat.
Brilliant. Well, how?
Same way with the
where?
lake.
Where do you
Lake is
measure?
5
Where do you measure that curve from?
He said he's showing you as well, Bev. I didn't see any showing.
Yeah.
Showing what?
You said you were showing, Bev, but you didn't.
Showing
show
Bev what?
I don't
There-
know.
there's
That's
a
exactly
curve.
what he was asking.
I was showing Bev that there's a curve where.
Between
I say this.
between the UK and America.
I said I'm going to show. Hey Bev, I'm going to show you a curve between the U.S. and UK. I did not say this. I'm showing you that water level, like it's 0. They're both 0 level on both sides.
Yeah.
0 altitude. I mean, I'm showing you that, and yet they're both still. There's a curve in between. Okay.
Yes, you did. You said you're showing. You said to Bev, "I'm showing you," and you haven't showed him shit. All you've done is spout
Figure of
shit.
speech, dude. Don't be a jackass. I'm showing
What
you
you've
that.
done is-
I'm obviously not over here showing, not holding his eyes open to show him the curve in between. I'm showing you that.
Well, show us some curve, Kosho.
What I'm describing to you is that there's a curve there, even though there's
Kosho, show us
zero
some
elevation on both
curve,
sides.
like you said you were
I'm
going
showing
to.
you that. Why don't you Google the Chicago skyline?
Why
Okay,
don't
see
you
when
show exactly what
Why
you
don't
said you were going to
Google-
show?
I'm showing you that. I didn't say Bev. Hey, I'm going to show you something.
Yes, you did.
I'm
You
showing
said,
you that. I said I'm showing you
you.
something as it's a figure of speech, as if I'm describing something to you.
Well, try showing us something then, Kosho, instead of figuring your
Why don't you
speech.
show me something? Show me a picture of a fucking hot chick.
Well, you're,
Like, what do we-
you're the one that made the claim, Kosho.
I'm showing you that. I'm showing you that.
You're the one that made the claim.
No,
So
I'm
show us
answering
something.
questions to somebody. I'm not showing you shit.
Show us some curve, Kosho.
I'm showing you that. I'm not showing
Show
you
us-
shit. I'm showing you that. I'm not
You can
showing you
show us-
shit. Use your fingers, your fat fucking fingers, and Google Chicago skyline on your own time. Okay?
Kosho's triggered.
Dude, I don't like you, man. Like, you
No,
ask
I
me for
don't,
shit.
I don't like you either, Kosho, because you come over here, you make claims, and you don't back yourself up, because you're just
I just
full
told
of
you, if
shit,
you want to
Kosho.
prove it to yourself, you can Google
Kosho,
Chicago
Kosho,
skyline.
you're the one that made the
yourself.
claim.
It's not.
No,
You can't see it all the time.
it's okay. I mean, like he's backing Jesse up, and
Yeah.
I think he did say that any surveyor that said that they couldn't measure the drop of the water level was a shit surveyor.
Oh, okay.
Shittier than Jesse for sure. If Jesse can do it, and people who aren't even surveyors can do it, then I'd say that surveyor is a shit surveyor. For
Right,
sure.
so you think Jesse can actually do this, right? He's not just saying it as a load of shite, right? You think Jesse Kozlowski can actually measure the drop of the water level away from horizontal, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
The level
Is it-
surface drops away, drops down from the horizontal plane at a rate of 8 inches times the distance in miles squared.
That's brilliant.
And if a surveyor can't do that, they're a shit surveyor.
Yeah.
And people do this.
If a surveyor would happen to say it's horizontal and they would check their level against the water level over a mile, and not get anywhere near 8 inches, in fact, get close to nothing as a test of how good a surveyor they are, you'd say they were shit surveyors.
Right, mate. We're doing a bit of a project about level with the lad, right? It's horizontal, right?
Yeah.
It's nothing else.
See, I call it vertical because it's up and down.
Well, it's perpendicular, isn't it?
Yeah.
Horizontal and vertical. Level is, it's not curved at all, is it?
No, it's flat.
Can't be have a curve in it.
Can't be curved, no, it's flat.
Brilliant. Cheers, mate.
All right.
So, the water level in the canal.
Yeah.
Horizontal, right?
Yeah, so, yeah.
Because like it
That's
goes...
what the lock does. The lock changes the level, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So in theory, from one lock to the next, the water level should be the same.
Right. So, like here, the canal goes from Liverpool Locks.
Yeah.
All the way to Apley Bridge.
Yeah.
27 miles.
Yeah.
One level.
No.
No locks.
Oh, no locks?
There's no locks from Liverpool all the way. This is the south.
If there's no locks, in theory, it should be level.
Yeah.
Otherwise, your water would spill out of it.
I know. Horizontal, right?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So.
Cheers, mate.
He wouldn't measure in inches because he's not a shit surveyor. Unless he was, then he would measure in inches. Otherwise, he'd measure the angle that it's
Measure the
dropping.
angle?
Absolutely. There'd be no reason for you
Do
to
you not know what a surveyor does, Kosho?
Yeah, that's how they measure it. They use angles. You don't look in a distance and measure something as 8 inches drop.
Sorry? They use angles, did you say?
This is what theodolites do.
Yeah, but the theodolites aren't auto levels, right? Theodolites measure angles, like you rightly say, but not angles for establishing a horizontal plane of reference, right? I mean, that's the wrong tool, isn't it?
Describe me in your mind, with your words. If you have a water level a mile away from you and you have a level in your hand, a sight level,
yeah,
how the hell are you going to measure 8 inches? You really describe this to me
You
like
transpose the level from one side to the other, like surveyors do, right?
Right. And what is the actual measurement? How is that? What measurement are they given when they do this?
With a measurement stick, right?
They get an angle. That's what they get.
No, they don't.
You would. You're not going to get 8 inches. That doesn't make
this
sense.
is where I think you are mistaken, Kosho.
Yeah, so describe to me where the 8 inches comes
from. Don't seem to understand what surveyors actually do.
So why don't you answer the question then? And show me that I got an egg in my face.
Go on.
Right? Show me with the guy he's on one side. He's got an eye level or a sight level, and he's got a water line level down the path. He's sitting there staring through the eye level, through the sight level, right? So what's his measurement going to be in the form of inches? How is he going to get inches out of that? Because that's not what he's going to be measuring. He's going to measure the drop, and it's going to be an angular drop. That's what he's going to get.
It's not going to measure angles with an auto level at all. I mean, it does have angles on it, but that's like the 360 as you turn it round. There's no horizontal, vertical sort of angle.
So describe to me how he's going to measure how much it's dropped.
With the measuring stick, do you know? Like me, let me just get that.
So he's going to stand next to himself. He's going to be.
Look through the crosshairs.
Where he's looking at. He's going to hold a measuring stick.
Look, yeah, you look. That's what surveyors do, right? See these measuring sticks. See the one in the live stream right now. Can you see that?
This is what he's looking at. This is what he's looking at in the distance.
Yeah, that's a tool, right? That's the measuring stick that you measure the height above or below the horizontal line of reference that the auto level establishes with the crosshairs.
Right, and that's what I'm saying is below the
You could
The sight
you
level,
just go
whatever.
foresight, backsight, right? All the way along.
Foresight, backsight.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? What's foresight, backsight?
It's a surveying technique. But
I know, but what I'm
obviously,
saying, what is it?
Jesse's never told you about this, so it might be
I'm
a
asking what it
shite
is,
surveyor
man. Like, what
technique.
Answer the question is, dude. What's a foresight, backsight?
It's a technique of surveying. Like
I know, but describe it to me so I know when you say it, I know what you mean. Like,
well,
that's what I'm saying.
here
What
we
is
go.
it?
Foresight and backsight, right? One of them,
Say it like a regular person, though.
you look backwards to this one sight, and then you turn the scope to your other sight, and that then becomes your foresight. Right, now, once you've done that, the guy stays at the foresight. You pick your level up, you move it to your next position, and then you set it up, and then you look back to what was the foresight before, but now because you've moved your level, it now becomes your back sight. So you reference it with the measurements that you've just taken, and then you transpose that again, poof, another foresight. Once you've met that foresight, the guy stays there and waits, and you move your level in front of it, and then that foresight then becomes the backsight again. So you just do foresight, backsight, until you get from one end to the other. That's.
And you use this sticks that you've posted. You like stretch this out or something like that.
Sorry.
Like depending on how much space is in between those two, whatever the difference is.
Sorry,
Yeah,
what?
The thing that you posted, like with the measurements on it.
Yeah.
And it expands and.
Yes,
Yeah,
that stays vertical, right? You understand, right? That's a vertical.
What are your measurements? Like, what are you using to measure this? The difference between the foresight and the backsight as you go along.
What do you mean?
Like, what's actually making the measurements?
The level. You know, understand what an auto level is yet, or not?
What are you measuring then? If it's going to be level at every one of those positions. You're saying you're looking forwards, you're looking backwards at it from the new position. So what difference are you going to be measuring?
The level, right? You don't like. You're really struggling with this, aren't you?
I'm trying to paint a picture. That's what I'm saying. What's this that you're posting? You're saying you post this up, and you put a level there.
You should really look into this surveying lark before you come and pretend you know what you're talking about.
Well, I'm asking you questions. You're not really explaining anything. You're saying that you go forwards and you look back. I'm okay. I get that. And you're looking back at a level.
Yeah. So
over there, it's
right.
level.
You know what an auto level is, Kosho, right?
Yes. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Right. So you know that you look through it and there are crosshairs.
Right. It's
right.
To show you what's
So,
level in the distance.
Okay. Right. So that's what you look at. One of them would be called the foresight, and one of them would be called the backsight. Right?
Technically, they should be the same. If it's at the same elevation, it should be the same.
Well,
there shouldn't be any
I
difference.
don't. If you no, because the land would obviously go up and down, wouldn't it? I mean, that's the whole point of you using this measure.
I've just described if they were the same elevation, though, you should see the same position from both sides.
Kosho, we've just established that you know
Hold on,
fuck
man,
all
hold on.
about surveying, so
Hold
why
on,
don't you
dude.
just listen to Ben?
So I'm asking him questions, dude. Like, shut up. I'm asking him questions about. He says these terms I don't know. If I don't know it, I'll say, hey, I don't know. What is that? I'm asking him
Well, why are you
specifically.
talking over him while he answers you then?
I'm asking him specifically about something he just said about the foresight and the backsight. If they're the same elevation, then the level is not different. I mean, the ground is not going to be higher or lower on either side, right?
Yeah, exactly. So the horizontal line of sight, right? If it is the same elevation, then the horizontal line of sight, there would be no difference. Right. Very true. So elevation of 0 difference is a horizontal reference. Yeah, so we understand that now. So 0 elevation change equals horizontal.
You just said this. You just said this. So I'm saying the foresight and the backsight, this test that you do when you're going down, if they're the same elevation, you should be looking at the same. You should get no difference at all. Like if you were to have two people looking at each other, one looking forward, one looking backwards, and they have this one, they're 100 feet apart. If they're on the same exact elevation, like 577 feet, like Lake Michigan or any elevation, doesn't matter what it is. There shouldn't be one looking over the head of the other. They should be
No,
looking directly
like,
at each other.
have they got levels with crosshairs that they're looking through? Or are you just supposing that people can look at other people and say, oh, that's horizontal?
It's difficult talking to you, man, because I feel like we're talking about one thing, and then you just I'm
No,
telling
I'm
you,
talking about using tools to establish horizontal. No, you're not. You're talking about people.
With the same level. Yes. That's why I described the foresight and backside. I'm describing this exact same process. The foresight and the backside with these same tools, with a level, and the auto level with the crosshairs, with everything. If they're at the same elevation, then they're looking forwards and they're looking backwards at each other. They should see each other in their sights.
Other.
Yes, if you have two of these,
you look through the auto level and you measure the distance above the floor on the measuring stick. They're not looking at each other.
About two of them looking, one looking forward, one looking back.
No. We'll start this again, Kosho, right?
This is
no,
a
a surveyor has one surveying tool, the other person has the measuring stick, right?
I'm describing two tools looking at each other.
No, don't.
See what I'm saying?
Don't.
No. Kosho, why don't you just shut the fuck up and listen?
No, stop.
No.
I'm not describing it to you. I'm describing it for a reason.
You're not describing a surveying technique, are you?
Yes, I am describing a technique to tell if the level is horizontal.
You're making a fool out of yourself, Kosho.
Yeah.
You're making a fool out of yourself.
It's been devised.
Just listen.
This is a real test.
Just listen. Go ahead, Rocky. Well, I mean, Beth, sorry.
No, let Dave go. I've got to go and make a brew for a missus.
I'm in the middle of trying to describe something, right?
Well, you go ahead because I don't know what you're trying to describe. Dave will...
I know, because you guys keep saying, stop. I'm trying to describe something to you. That's why I said that these two things, when you look forward and then you measure it and then you look backwards, if they're different elevations, then you should get different. There should be a difference between them. If it's the same elevation, you get the exact same spot.
One direction.
Yeah, but then why is there foresight and backside then?
Oh. Okay, when you use the instrument, you're only looking at the target. You're hitting the target. You can only go one way with it. You move it, and then you go back and hit the target again. You have to swap them from, we'll just say, from point A to point B. Point A is shooting at the target. And now, you want to, if you have another target, then you turn it, and you hit the other target. There's only one tool that sees the measurement. You know what I mean?
Oh, right, yeah, to measure like that, yeah. But I'm saying that if you're... Okay.
All I'm saying is, you can only look one way with one instrument to hit the target that you're targeting in. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah. If you only have one auto level. Exactly.
Right. That's the way it works. Simple.
Right. But why is there backside then? What's the backside then? That's the foresight. So you're looking forward, you're looking at the target, and then you go ahead of the target and you look backwards at it, or you go to the target and look backwards at the starting position?
He's calling it as foresight and backside. You're hitting one target that's over there. We'll say A is in the middle. You got B to your right, and you got C to your left. A is the what you're looking through. You turn, you look at C all the way over to your right. Then you turn back foresight, and when you turn to look at C, then the other one comes your backside. Cool.
No, I'll just look it up later. But what I was trying to describe is there's a test though that you can use if you have two of these, and you're looking at each other. I got a picture, but I gotta find it. But there's a test you can do.
Get that picture. I like to see, please.
Yeah. Get us a look as well.
We got time.
No, you can show us a picture of that, but you can't show us a picture of the curve.
No, we are doing tests, right, Kosho, right? We're sorting out tests now to work out to measure this drop. So I mean, all tests will be like welcome, right? I've never seen a baller give me a test to go for this yet. I mean, this will be the first.
I mean, I've done plenty of tests and they've been documented.
To test the curvature of the water level.
When you've
What?
just
No.
demonstrated you can't do any surveying at all because you don't know what
I've
the
never
fuck you're
done
talking
surveying.
about.
No, I've never done surveying. I'm not a surveyor. What are you talking about? I never
But
claimed to
you
be a
just said
surveyor.
you just said you've done tests.
Yeah, I did.
And we're talking about surveying.
Tests at school? Yeah, I've done tests. Have you ever done experiment? Yeah, have you ever? Are you a surveyor? You're not a surveyor.
We're talking about surveying, and you claim that you've done tests.
Yes, I didn't say I've done surveying tests. I said
Well,
I've done
be
tests.
clearer then, Kosho, because
No,
you're full
no,
of
I don't have to
shit
figure out.
and you contradict yourself all the time.
I'll speak to you, and I'll speak to the people who are talking normally.
Did you say you'd
Use
done
the word
tests to
name.
measure the curvature of the water level, Kosho?
No, I didn't say that.
Oh,
You
right.
asked me. I
Well,
said
that's what we're talking about
You
here,
assumed
right?
I meant to, test the water
Yeah,
level.
but
No, I
like,
didn't say that.
nobody was bothered whether you did your bicycle cycling proficiency test when you were 12.
Test for the curvature of the Earth.
Show it.
I was gonna find this neat picture, but I got this other picture will suffice. This is one that I made, but there's actually a real nice picture that shows the same thing. It's
Picture you made.
two levels looking at each other.
Right.
If
so
it's on a curve, they
which
should
one?
jump over
Which
each
one of
other's
them is horizontal, Kosho? Which one?
Both of them are horizontal from their position.
What?
Yeah, from their position, they're both horizontal.
Do you know what horizontal is, Kosho?
From your position, it's a very different thing than across the Earth. If you make a straight line from where you are and the Earth is round, it's not going to be a straight. It's not going to be right above the same position. It's going to look like this
Big if,
picture.
sir. Is that why you use a cartoon?
That's why this test is devised. Is to see if that happens or not. If they did this test and they were looking directly at each other, you would see that it's flat.
All right, so they have done this test.
Each other's head. Say again?
This has been
Where's
done.
the test again?
I'm not sure if anyone's done this specific test, but
it looks so well planned out and everything. I can't imagine why nobody'd actually ever have done this.
It's very simple.
Cartoon, though, Kosho. Thank you.
You have two theodolites or two sight levels,
DP.
whatever kind of levels you want.
DP, you've got that one right.
Bev, can I have a second?
Yeah, you
with
should be
Kosho
looking directly at each other,
Yeah.
looking over each other's heads. It's very
Kosho,
simple.
since you mentioned theodolite right there, did you see my pictures I posted earlier? Let me ask you a question. Do you think theodolites can be trusted over long distance?
Depends on the distance. I think they all have specific limits.
Not according to Jesse, the local expert. Do you abide by what he says?
I don't know what the question is that you asked him. If you're talking about
Okay,
theodolites,
let me make it more specific.
Thank you.
What would you think the range of accuracy would be for a normal theodolite, or the best theodolite?
I wouldn't know.
Would you say it would be 1
I think
mile?
they vary depending on the device.
1 mile?
I'm just saying, I wouldn't know.
10 miles? So I get that you don't know, but you just
That's
go
right,
along
right,
to get along? Right, I respect
It's, I
that.
didn't know like 8 times, and you're still asking me like how far. I don't know.
And I realized I did it, so apologize. Right. But you do go along with Jesse, right?
I never hear you say.
I never hear you say.
Just because like somebody else, if somebody's an expert in something and I'm not, then I'll trust what they have to say for now
Then
until
you
I
go
find
along.
out.
So my
I'm not
statement
just
is
going to say I
true,
trust somebody just because they.
Wait a minute. You think
everything
Jesse
that
is an expert?
You have to be specific on what you're saying.
I'm trying. Do you
No,
think
you're not
Jesse is an
trying.
expert?
Why don't you just say? Why don't you just say what
you're
he
cutting
would
me
just
off.
and then see if I believe him or not.
You
That'd be
said
the-
you would trust an expert. You said you would trust an expert, right? Do you think Jesse is an expert?
Ask me the fucking question that Jesse claimed, and see if I believe it or not. That's all you can
Good.
ask. Like, don't. I'm not
said-
playing this leading game anymore.
It's not a game. I'm trying to be very specific, like you wanted.
You're
and
not
you
being
seem to be
specific.
upset.
You're asking
is
me if Jesse claims
in
something.
your mind, is
that's not
Jesse an expert to you? Would you trust him?
It depends on what. Depends on what.
Wait.
I don't trust
you
him.
just said you would trust an expert. Do
I
you think
barely
he's
know
an
this guy. Like, I don't know why you're saying like how much I would trust him. If
Well,
he
he's
tells me
claiming
something
to
in
be an
surveying, I
expert.
would take his word for it until I found out more than he did. But I'm not going to
Okay. Fair enough.
claim what I
Fair
trust
enough.
says
Fair
based on
enough.
no information you're giving me.
Fair enough. So Jesse is claiming you can use a theodolite over 24 miles and get accurate measurements daily. He's saying this, and I never hear anybody step up. And when I step up and say that's not possible, y'all call me liars. And I don't hear anybody, even you, step up and say, no, he might not be lying. Let's check into it, right? So let me.
Yeah, I've never heard you say that until just now. So I don't know why the
that's what
fuck
I'm
you're
saying.
telling me that. I've never stood up for you when you said that.
Whatever. You've been in plenty of chats.
Yeah, I've never heard you once say that, and never heard anybody else deny that from you. I've never heard any of this before. So
Saying it now. Everybody has said it. Me, Bev, everybody.
this is the first time I've heard you say that. So that's fine, dude. Like these distances and ranges and stuff, there's no reason for me to tell somebody that it's a wrong range because I don't know what the range is for these things.
You see the picture that I just posted?
You posted earlier, yeah.
So you have seen it. That's a yes.
Yeah, I've seen this. You posted it. You said, "Hey, did you see this picture?" You asked me that 5 minutes ago.
So that's a yes.
Yes, I've seen this picture, the one that you asked me to look at. Yes.
These experts, Jesse, George, Kaslat, whatever their names are, right? That are all over this program and telling everybody that these measurements over long distances are accurate, while I'm sitting there and saying they're not, and everyone's calling me a liar and no one's calling them out. They're saying this picture right here is accurate. This picture was taken by George through a theodolite, right? He's saying that crosshair is lined up horizontal to his position, 13 feet observer height, and is giving him that horizontal to that known position 2.7 miles away. Would you agree with that, or would you question them?
I wouldn't know. I'm hearing it from you, so I don't. I guess if you're telling me it's 2.7 miles, I have no reason not to believe you.
No. Would you agree that's an accurate horizontal over 2.7 miles? Because this is George and Jesse. These are the experts.
I don't. Like I said, you're asking me questions, and I'm telling you I don't know what the range of these things are. Then you're still asking me, like, I'm telling you, whatever the range is for them, whatever it says on the box, I'd say okay, that's cool. If Jesse says they go this far or whatever, I would have to see if they're within the same range that the device claims it can do.
Okay. So you would trust Jesse?
I mean, I don't know this information, man.
Fair enough. You would trust Jesse on this matter, though, right?
Like I said, if it conforms with the device he's using, sure. I have no.
Okay.
It's like okay, you said he goes this far, and the device says it can go that far. Then sure.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So this is 2.7 miles according to Jesse and George, right? Jesse also says you can use the same equipment over 24 miles, right? Okay, so that's Jesse. So let me show you the same picture on a different day, the same observer height, the same equipment, the same viewer, shooting to the same spot 2.7 miles away. Let me show you the little problem I've been trying to tell everybody for a year why y'all are calling me a liar. Now, I didn't want to use my own shots because y'all would just say I doctored them, I'm a liar, or whatever. So I waited patiently to get one of these experts to post their footage of this. And now I'm using it, and I'm going to use it against them till the day I die. Because these people are being dishonest, and you're just going along to get along and calling me a liar.
I'm not doing this with you anymore. I've answered your questions. You asked me, do I agree with them? I did not want to say any of this shit that you're claiming I'm saying. Get along to
you don't want to see it. You don't want to see the truth.
Show me the fucking picture, dude. Don't claim that I'm fucking getting along. Like, what the hell? What did I agree with either of them on in this fucking conversation?
Why don't you take a step back, man?
But you guys be honest. I'm being dishonest.
Take
a step
I'm
back.
being dishonest. So you're calling me.
You are being dishonest now.
No, I'm not.
If you're saying that I'm agreeing with them for whatever reason, I haven't agreed with either of them yet.
This argument.
Dave,
I haven't agreed with either of them because I don't know what you're about to show me.
I'm posting it. Hang on, it's loading. I'm sorry. Who was that talking?
Where are you putting it, Dave?
In the
live stream.
Oh wait, maybe I'm in the wrong place here. It was posted earlier. You can scroll up.
Which one we looking for?
At 406.
All right, hold on. I'm looking. I'm looking at something. Wait, it just showed up now? Is it the one you just posted now again?
509. See those two pictures? That's through a theodolite, sir. Set up at 13-foot observer height over 2.7 miles. The only difference is 2 separate days. You see the difference? You see where the crosshairs are on one day and the crosshairs are on another?
Yeah, it's
How
below.
in the world? Now, let me ask you, Kosho, you're a smart man. How in the world do you ever think you could get an accurate measurement using a theodolite over 24 miles?
Well, that bottom picture doesn't look like it's level.
It's an expert telling you that it's level.
Well, I mean, the
13
horizon
foot.
is above the crosshair.
Yes, you know why? Because it's refracted that way, sir. That's why it's never accurate. Think about what happens over 24 miles.
It's always below, isn't it, the horizon? Especially if it's over water. See this one here as well. You want to
low
get this one as
refraction,
well.
that's true. I agree with
See
that.
that
With
one,
low
Brandon?
refraction, the horizon will be below the crosshairs, yes.
That's the latest
But you
one.
can end up with conditions where you have high refraction, where things will loom up in the background, and that water horizon will rise above the crosshair. I've seen that plenty of times.
Do you get it now?
Yeah, I've never seen the horizon above the center range.
Do you get it now, Kosho?
Yeah,
I've
focus on the question. Focus on the question, Kosho.
I'm answering the question.
No, you're not.
Yes, I don't. I've never seen. I've never seen the horizon be above the crosshairs.
He did not
So
ask
I don't think that's accurate. I think if that's an expert who gave it to you, then I don't think that it's accurate. I think there's something wrong with what he did.
Stop talking, Kosho.
I think that's the answer to the question. If it's the same question, just go ahead.
Kosho, stop talking, Kosho. He did not ask you if you have ever seen this. He did not ask you that question.
I answered all the question already, man. I've already answered the question.
No, you didn't.
I answered again for your fucking goofy ass not listening. I just said if the fucking person has said that this is beyond, if this is accurate and that's a level, and the horizon is above the crosshair, I would say that it's not. I would say that he did something wrong.
You know what else he
Or he's
said,
claiming something
Kosho?
wrong.
You know what else he said as he did these measurements over 72 days? He could get many photos like this, right? But he doesn't tell the audience that. I've been telling y'all that, and y'all been calling me a liar. I had to wait a year to get this. Because y'all wouldn't believe me, so I had to get it from one of your experts that you've been listening to for a year or two. That everyone's been listening to.
Listen to me, dude. Stop saying that. You need to stop saying that now. I'm going to get pissed off at you again.
You can get pissed all you want. I know you've heard this argument.
That was wrong.
I know you've heard this argument.
Don't say that to me.
I know you've heard.
No, don't say that to me. Like, I'm not going to speak with you
Okay,
anymore.
I apologize.
You're just lying about shit that I'm not saying.
Let me apologize then, Kosho. Let me use your own words, sir. Have you ever heard anyone in the last 2 years say you can use a theodolite over long distance, over miles, and be accurate?
I mean, like I said, I wouldn't know the range whatsoever. I've never used a theodolite.
I didn't ask that, sir.
People about how long
I didn't ask that.
use one for. I don't know.
I did not ask that.
I know. I'm telling you, I
I'll
don't
ask
know.
you one
I don't
more
talk to
time.
people about the range of theodolites.
I didn't ask that.
Well, then
Kosho,
you know
have
my
ever
answer is
heard in
then.
the last Kosho, have you ever heard anyone in the last 2 years tell you, as an expert with theodolites, that they can use this theodolite to be accurate over 20 miles?
You didn't hear what I just said. That's great.
No, you didn't hear the
Said
question.
I've never spoken with anybody about the range of
I
theodolites.
didn't ask that. I said,
Yeah,
have
so
you
that means
heard?
that I never heard anyone
Have you heard
claim
that?
how long they can go. If I don't speak with
You've
anybody
never
about the
heard
range of
that?
theodolites,
Where
I've never
have
heard
you
anyone
been?
claim how long they can go.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. You can say that all you want. I know you have.
Well,
Everyone has heard
I
that.
have, right? Because I talk something I don't talk to people about. I'm gonna have the list about how long the range is. I don't
This
talk
is
to people
every
about
day.
theodolites. I've
This
never
is
used
what
one.
we've
I've
been
never
talking
asked.
about every day. Where have you been? You been on vacation? I mean, you've been here every day.
I don't
You're
use
in Jim Farrell's
theodolites.
every
Dude.
day.
I don't ask people
I
like
didn't
what's
say
the
you
range of
did.
theodolite when I never
I
used
didn't
one.
say you did. I never said. It's very evident you don't. I've been listening to you for the last hour. We know you're not a surveyor, okay? But
So
I
why are you
know
asking
you've heard
about
this
what I
argument.
know what the range
Then
is? I've
I
never heard anyone
know
speak
you've
with anybody.
heard.
If someone's
Because
told me
I-
what the range is, I wasn't listening.
Because I know you've heard the argument. I know you've heard people argue
The argument.
about you cannot use theodolites over long distances. And I'm showing
Yeah,
you
I've heard people say that. Sure, I don't know what that distance is.
Oh, so you now admitted it?
Yeah, you asked me if I've ever heard someone say how long you can see a theodolite. No, I've never heard
my
this.
goodness.
I've
All right,
heard
I'm going
people say that they have a range though. There is a range. I don't know what it is.
Hey, relax. I'm done. I've heard enough.
Right, well, can I take you to the board? Do you want a bit of a lesson, Kosho?
No.
You don't want to know anything about surveying.
I do, Bev.
Not particularly, not from you, no.
Yeah, me
but
too, Bev.
looks
ahead,
like this other guy does.
I'd like to learn from an honest surveyor, Bev. Go ahead.
I think
Bev,
Kosho's a bit butthurt at the moment.
Well, yeah, I used to like Rakia Life, but then he's gonna lie, sit here and lie about
I'm
shit
not
I'm saying.
lying,
I'm
sir.
not saying
You
this
just
shit.
lied.
And don't tell me what you think I've heard. And don't tell me what you think I've heard.
Don't
Like,
tell
you're
me
just
that
gonna
you
claim I heard
haven't
something,
heard
I'm
it,
lying,
sir.
and you're calling me a liar based on something you're pretending that you
called me a
know.
liar
You don't
5
know that.
times, and I do know you've heard it.
No, you don't know that. That's what I'm saying,
You
dude.
just
Don't.
admitted-
I'm done with you, man. I'm done.
You just admitted that you've heard it.
No, what I told you is I know there's a range. I don't know what that
just
range
admitted
is.
it.
I
You
know
just
that there's a
admitted you
limit to
heard
how
it.
far they work. I don't know
You
what it
piece
is.
of shit.
I've
You
said that
piece
since
of
I first got here.
You just admitted, and you're gonna call me a liar? You just admitted.
I've just said that I know there's a fucking range, dude. I know there's a fucking range. I don't know what it is.
I'll ask you again, Kosho. Have you ever heard the argument that theodolites can be used over long distance and be accurate?
Yeah, I don't know what that distance is. So whatever you're just saying an imaginary number. I don't know what this imaginary number is.
You are the most stupid
shit,
person in the world. You cannot answer a direct question. You
What the answer to the question is. I don't know what that distance is.
a question he didn't ask. It's insane.
Okay, so why don't you ask me if I've ever heard anyone say that there has a limit to how far you can see? If you said that, then I'd say yes. I know that there has a limit.
Right, do you want me to get there now? Do you want to have a chat?
Long distances. If you don't tell me what that distance is, I can't answer that question.
Kosho, what's the distance of the Lake Pontchartrain Bridge?
I don't know, like 22 miles or something like that.
Have you ever heard any argument of a theodolite being used over that distance?
I wouldn't know. I don't know what the range
You
is.
piece of shit, you're lying.
What are you talking about? I don't know what the range
You
is.
are a piece of shit, calling me a liar and then lying
Fuck you.
right back to
Fuck
me.
all you.
Screw you. How's that for a nice guy?
Well, Emma, you called it.
That's bullcrap,
Has he gone?
man.
He's gone.
He's gonna call us liars while lying.
Yeah,
Now, that's a piece of shit.
Kosho.
I'm done with all that.
Yeah.
I'm nice to these people that are attacking me and my character.
I quite like that, Dave. Like
thank
you need to calm down now, though.
all right. I'm walking. I'm outside.
Yeah, no.
He don't like me
come
though,
on,
does
Bev,
he?
Man, this is getting. Now you know good and well he's heard the argument, right?
Oh, yeah. I understand what he's doing, and I understand why you're getting railed, right? It's your profession. You work with this shit. He's somebody who hasn't even got a fucking clue what he's talking about.
For an hour, we heard him fumble around what the water level, and he clearly didn't know any of it, and going to tell us what to do about it, and then turn around and say he doesn't know what distance they're good for. Then what were you talking about for the last hour and a half? Like, he's trying to tell us how they work. I just don't get it, man. That's just that's their game, right?
Absolutely.
All right, I'm calm now. So next, anybody else?
Next.
I mean, I'm on a warpath now, man. If they're gonna
Let's
attack
have
me
it.
and my way of living and attack my family and all this, then they poked the wrong bear, man.
If you enjoyed the content, please support On the Level and future projects. Membership subscriptions available now, or come and get involved at Next Level Discord server. Thank you.